everyone, welcome to prompt number 42. Let's just get into it, shall we? We have a mosquito and spiderweb. Aw man, can't do an ant. Alright, here we go. The old me would have done an ant illustration, no doubt about it, but I am trying to keep my ant illustrations out of the prompts, but they sure do make it hard by putting a mosquito and a spiderweb together. Also, such an obvious combination. I really wanted to think outside of the box for this one, and my first idea was to have this mosquito-like Prince character running through the forest covered in spiderwebs away from what you can only tell as a spider in the background. You can only see its eyes glowing through the forest, but I thought that would be a really interesting, I guess, different spin on just having a mosquito stuck in a spiderweb or something. And then I started to think of ways how I would make a mosquito into a character, so almost like a humanoid type of mosquito, a mosquito-based character. So I made this hunchback character because mosquitoes have this weird hunchback segment in their bodies, and I thought that was like a really good feature to focus on. Not only that, but I had the mosquito drinking out of something because they do have that drinking feature about them. So the first sketch, I just had a character covered in spiderwebs, and then I got this idea that maybe the mosquito was walking through the city and they passed this creepy alleyway that has these spiderwebs deep in it, and it's looking at them a little concerned because it's like you're walking past this alley and seeing some thugs in it. But instead it's a spiderweb. And of course, where there's a spiderweb, you will probably find a spider. And I figured because spiders eat other bugs, in this humanoid bug world, I guess spiders would probably be the thugs or just the bad guys because they eat other bugs. So after I got that initial idea down, I thought it would be more interesting to have a group of kids or kid bugs instead of just having the one mosquito. I'm not limited to just doing the things in the prompts, so adding extras always makes it a better composition, I think. Also more interesting. It was fun to create these bug-like characters into humanoid figures, and there were a few things that I really wanted to focus on with each characteristic of the bug. So again, with the mosquito, it's drinking out of this cup, and I put a symbol of blood on it, so maybe there's a fast food chain that serves blood for these mosquitoes, so they don't have to go around and, I guess, drink blood from other people or drink blood from other bugs. Also, mosquitoes are very weird and long and lanky. Again, I've got that weird hunchback situation happening behind its head, and its legs are lanky and it has this long, thin body. And I just love the way it's sipping on the cup from the side as if its little lips are just, I don't know, I thought it was a funny face. And it's also got a couple of friends. We have the fly on the left, which I thought was really cute with its little beanie hat covered over its eyes, and it's short and it's cute. And on the right we have the bee, which is so scared that they are covering their eyes. And the favorite thing that I love about the bee character is that, did you notice the fanny pack? It might be a bit of a stretch, but when I look at bees, I see that little patch of pollen on their legs. And I thought it would be a really adorable detail to put a fanny pack on the side of this bee, so it's like, it represents the pollen that's on the leg, but it's a fanny pack, so I don't know, maybe a bit of a stretch, but I thought it would be a cute idea. Plus, since these kids are scared, and I guess maybe they're just a little bit nerdy, fanny packs aren't the coolest things. And also because this is a bug world, I could not resist throwing an ant in the background. But you probably already noticed the ant a while ago. Or did you? Did you not? Did you not? Moving on to the background, I really wanted to push myself on this illustration to do a full background illustration because the last few prompts I have not been doing a background and I'm starting to feel bad about that, so let's do a full background illustration. I really wanted to make sure that the foreground was very dark and spooky, so I made that the darkest part of the illustration. And the background, I wanted to make sure that it was a lot lighter, and it just made it look like the alleyway was that much spookier compared to this light and bright background where the city and the street was covered in sunshine, and it just looked a lot safer than this alleyway that they were looking into with this spooky, scary spiderweb in it. My only regret with the composition of this piece is that I do wish I did it on a bigger piece of paper so that I could have made the alleyway a larger piece. Right now it's very small, and I do wish I had more to play around with the dirtiness and the griminess and put some graffiti on the walls, but because I limited myself to this 1/4 inch of a space on the sides, there wasn't a lot I could do to really make it look even spookier. So that is something that I kind of do regret on this illustration, but aside from that, it's alright, I guess. After putting down the base coat for everything, I really wanted to emphasize how dark and creepy that alleyway is, so I really laid it on thick and made it as dark as possible. I put some shadows here and there on the background, but I didn't want it to be too dark because, again, I really wanted to focus on that foreground and that alleyway being super dark. Later on, you'll see that I also put a lot of dark shadows on the characters that look like they are backlit. Because again, I wanted to make sure that the darkness of this alleyway was being projected onto the characters and that the lightness was coming from behind and they were shrouded in this darkness and this creepiness and they were just staring into this void of danger. There's a spider in there. There's a spider in there and it's going to kill and eat these poor bug children. Let's make up a story for these characters, shall we? Maybe they are going on a dare from the school bullies that they have to go through this dark alleyway covered in spider webs to prove that they are cool enough for the cool kids, to prove their strength, to prove that they have the guts to become their friends. But let's be honest, they are going to be the class nerds forever, and even if they go through that alleyway and make it to the end, the bullies will be on the other side ready to laugh at them and will probably just push them down. This is so sad. What happened here? This really got out of control. But I really do enjoy coming up with backstories for these characters and illustrations, so I think it's becoming one of the main focuses that I have on these illustrations is to make sure that they have a backstory. In fact, what about that mysterious shadowy ant in the background? Maybe that's the bully, the rich bully at the top of the apartments watching down and laughing at them. Well, this got really depressing. Oh, one last thing about the illustration, I did want to talk about the spider web. I used the Stabilo pencil that I got in the previous Scrawler box, and I wanted to try to make the spider web look like it was a little bit out of focus. But I'm not sure if that really came through, but I do kind of still like the way it looks, and I don't really regret it. The only regret I have is that I did look up spider webs, and for some reason, I didn't follow the pattern, so it's kind of goofy looking. Learned my lesson there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this prompt, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!